Man, what a great guy, father, character, person Wyndham Rotunda was. Uh, Such a great creative mind. It's been a long time since we've seen somebody in the business be that creative. Uh, just a sad situation. But I want to start the show off with one of my favorite quotes, and it's in life, surround yourself with those who light your path. And Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, personified just that. He lit the path for the Fireflies. He lit the path for us to follow the Buzzards. He lit the path for us to follow him to greatness, to creativity, to love, to passion. He did so many great things uh, during his time here on Earth. Uh, it's a shame that it ended so abruptly and so tragically and too soon. But I wanted to take this time today to do uh, a tribute show, to talk about Bray, to pay tribute to Bray, uh, and to do justice by Bray. And I see Joseph already in the chat. It's still crazy. It doesn't feel real. The way SmackDown ended, it was chilling, and uh, it felt like we were watching his spirit crossover. Yeah, it did feel like that. Um, it still doesn't feel real, to be honest with you, despite seeing all the tributes and memorials. And we did see a lot of tributes paid by AEW's superstars yesterday at All In Wembley. Congrats to AEW, by the way. The largest wrestling crowd ever in history, 81,000 plus fans. Um, but we felt Bray's presence there as well. There was many times during that event. We saw Buddy Matthews come out with the lantern during uh, the trios championship match. We saw Renee Paquette start the broadcast quoting Bray Wyatt. Uh, we saw the Fireflies throughout the night. I had tweeted during Sting and Darby Allin's entrance that when the lights went out and all the lights were on, man, like that felt like the Fireflies were out in Wembley in London. And I feel like that will be a forever thing. And it's not a cheesy thing. I know some people thought it was cheesy. Uh, I think forever now we will see the Fireflies uh, in those times. In times of darkness, pun intended, we'll see the Fireflies. And that will be a reminder that Bray is always with us. And I think that's a beautiful thing for the fans to do, to pay tribute to them all, or to pay tribute to Bray and Wyndham uh, at all times. Black Monkey Boy, it brought me to tears. It believe me, it brought me to tears as well. It was really hard to uh, to watch that show. Um, a lot like when we lost Eddie Guerrero in 2005. It was like the day before or so of a show, and with Eddie Guerrero, he was actually supposed to. It was right before Survivor Series of 2020. Sorry, it was right before Survivor Series of 2005. He was supposed to be on Team SmackDown, um, and it was like right before that, and WWE had to like whip up a show quickly, a tribute show to him, and the show went on, and we saw that pretty much done as well by WWE with SmackDown. Bray passed on Thursday, and they really put together a beautiful show for Friday Night SmackDown, kind of canceling most of their plans for what they had planned for the show, and really doing justice for a Bray Wyatt tribute show. Um, we didn't know what to expect with Friday Night SmackDown. We didn't know if it was going to be a full Bray Wyatt tribute show. We didn't know if it was just going to be uh, what WWE does best, putting on one of the best shows ever, and with the idea the show must go on. Uh, we saw all of that. I mean, I had tweeted earlier out in the day that WWE should start the show with Bray Wyatt's rocking chair with the dim light, And that's pretty much what they did with the 10 bell salute. That was a beautiful way uh, to pay tribute and to start the show, um, as well as mentioning Terry Funk. It was great to see that. Uh, to see Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, those guys were flown in last minute. Cody Rhodes as well, flown in last minute. These were all people that were close to Wyndham, uh, and it was just a beautiful sight to see them all front and center. Obviously Braun is out with injury, and Eric Rowan's no longer with WWE, and they were brought in to really just to grieve and pay tribute to their friend. Joseph says it felt like the only plan that was canceled was Jimmy Uso confessing. Yeah, uh, I think that was supposed to be a big part of the show on SmackDown with the Bloodline, and they kind of just held that off till this upcoming week. But we saw matches and we saw things done. I mean, having the main event be Finn Balor versus LA Knight, a lot of people were confused by that match. Let me just clarify. LA Knight was Bray Wyatt's last uh, feud, and Finn Balor was his first feud back. Um, and it was just like little details like that were really, really nice to see. The little vignettes throughout the show with the QR codes that led to videos, just like we saw with the White Rabbit. I love that as well. There were just a lot of moments throughout that show, and the ending, man, like when you hear that Fiend entrance start, for a second I thought he was coming out. Like it just didn't feel real. And they just did an excellent job. That video package at the beginning of the show, wow. uh Seeing the pictures of Wyndham and his family, that was the part that got me, because we've never seen that side of him within his WWE career. We never saw that side in general. The only time he ever posted about his family, if you followed him on Instagram, and he was very, very brief with that. He was a very private man, um, for good reason, keeping his family life private. Really uh, doing the character justice of Bray Wyatt, being him throughout everything. Um, and it was just, it's a huge loss to the wrestling world. It's a huge loss in general, because Bray was just, he didn't even hit the cusp of what he was able to do. Just such a creative, passionate guy, um, who I felt like was maybe getting right back on track when he came back. And it's a shame that he's gone. But I wanted to do this show to really talk about Bray's best moments, Bray's best matches, Bray's best quotes. There's a lot of quotes. I think that's a great way that we could start the show. Bray had some very, very, I don't know, just everything he said just just was captivating, and he did such a good job doing that. So I want to start off. We'll do like a top whatever of his quotes, but um, number 17, he said, "I didn't make the world the way it is. You did." That was a quote he said to Michael Cole during a backstage segment, and it's chilling. He later said, "As the Fiend, beware the man in the woods. Uh, I'm just a servant. I'll go where the circle takes me." Like we didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Is the circle the Wyatt Six? Is the circle something he's worshiping? We didn't know. And that was, that will be one of wrestling's biggest mysteries, is what was Bray Wyatt going to move into when he came back. Um, I will build my empire next to the sea so I can laugh from my throne as my enemies drown. Man, like poetic, poetic. This guy was just Yowie Wowie, of course, one of the all-time best quotes. Um, man, another one. Let's see here. He's got the whole world in his hands. I think that's my favorite one. Um, when he said that quote, and then when he won the WWE Championship, He held it up and he said, I have the whole damn world in my hands, chilling. I confess that along this journey, I am going to do horrible, horrible things. That was during his face turn or his face run when he returned last year. Still playing into that darkness that followed him, but it was just the first time that I ever looked inside of your eyes. I knew that you were evil. I have been the answer all along. These are part of the Wyatt family quotes he had. Be careful inviting the devil into your backyard because he may just like it. I love you, Sister Abigail. Obviously, Sister Abigail, a huge part of the Bray Wyatt character throughout all the changes of his character. Followed the Buzzards. We never really knew what the Buzzards were, which was, something that we loved. The less answers we got, the better, because we followed Bray. We wanted to see what he was talking about, what he meant, and what he was going to do. One of my favorite ones, I am the color red in a world full of black and white. I mean, just meaning he stands out. I will take my rightful place among the gods as the new face of fear. Walk with the reapers, burn with the saints. And his number one quote of all time, let me in. That was what I think my favorite Bray Wyatt quote. If for those of you watching, let me know if I'm lagging a little bit in the chat. I'm not sure. I see it on my end. It's a little laggy. But if it is, just let me know and I could refresh the page and whatnot. But I want to also talk about some of Bray's best matches. Because he, in his 10 year, because he was in NXT, he came to the main roster in 2013 or 14. So he's been here roughly 10 years on the main roster. And I just wanted to touch on some of his best matches. Because going through a list of his best matches, I was able to really reminisce on Bray Wyatt, the character, but like Wyndham Rotunda, the man, as what he was able to do. At number 10, it's Bray Wyatt versus John Cena versus AJ Styles from SmackDown. And that was on February 12th, 2017. Three of the biggest stars on SmackDown following the 2016 brand split, which was a great time for SmackDown. Bray Wyatt, John Cena, AJ Styles, they shared the ring during the main event of a show back in February. This is after Bray Wyatt, with the massive Elimination Chamber victory for Bray Wyatt. He won the WWE Championship for the first time in his career. All the momentum seemed to be behind the Eater of Worlds. He came out victorious in this match, but it was really kicking things off of the era of Wyatt. At number 9, we have The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan from the Royal Rumble of 2020. This is right before we went into the pandemic, but Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan had this long history with each other, dating back to 2015, 2014. Bryan was one of the best wrestlers of all time. He helped deliver The Fiend, what is widely regarded as the unique character, his best match. We saw in the Royal Rumble 2020 another bout with them being in a strap match. We had that at that point there hadn't been a lot of strap matches in the past, the last decade. And The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan kept the stipulation alive, as well as the Fiend character, and ended up being really, really brutal, going down one of the best matches of obviously Wyatt's career. And that was in 2020. At number 8, we have Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns, Hell in a Cell 2015. That is quite frankly one of my favorite Bray Wyatt matches ever. We have The Fiend's return, The Fiend's debut in 2019 versus Finn Balor at SummerSlam. He's one of the most famous and unique characters ever at this point. And it just was great. Number 6, Bray Wyatt versus John Cena, Payback 2014. Again, John Cena being one of Bray Wyatt's best rivals. You know, the Bray Wyatt had some of the best rivals in WWE history, you know, dating back to John Cena, uh, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns. Man, just at number 5, again from the Royal Rumble, we have Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan, but this is from the Royal Rumble of 2014. This was, quite frankly, my second favorite Bray Wyatt match of all time. But at number 4, we have, it was from Survivor Series 2016. Bray Wyatt was on Team SmackDown. So we had Team Raw, which was Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Braun Strowman versus Team SmackDown, which was Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, and Shane McMahon. And that was a crazy one because there was twists and turns and this and that, and hell, it was a fun match. John Cena claims that this match was one of his favorite things to be a part of in his WWE career. At number 3, we have The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus John Cena in the Firefly Funhouse match from WrestleMania 36. It's 4 years ago now. Wow, it's crazy. You know, we had seen John Cena versus Bray Wyatt a couple times in the past, especially at WrestleMania 36. But this was a different match. This was the Firefly Funhouse match. We saw so many things come about from this match. Go watch this match. You feel like you're on like some acid trip or something. It was just really, really fun to witness that match. Number 2, Elimination Chamber 2017. It was Bray Wyatt versus John Cena versus Baron Corbin versus Dean Ambrose versus AJ Styles versus The Miz for the WWE Championship. And Bray Wyatt became the WWE Champion in that match, defeating AJ Styles the last 2. And that was the match where we began the era of Wyatt. And Bray really said that he has the whole damn world in his hands. And at number 1, rated the best Bray Wyatt match of all time. It's from Elimination Chamber 2014. We have the Wyatt family, which was Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan versus The Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. And man, this was a classic. This match was my favorite Bray Wyatt match, and I mentioned that earlier this week. But that really was my favorite Bray Wyatt match. Tonight on Monday Night Raw, we will see more tributes to Bray Wyatt. More superstars were flown in. It will sort of be like what we got on Friday Night SmackDown. And as you can see here, we're paying tribute to Bray Wyatt. We're live from the Firefly Funhouse, and I think that keeping his memory alive, talking about him, it's a great way to grieve, but also a great way to keep his memory alive. And I think that we will do that forever, being that we are the Fireflies. And I think that Bray really prided himself on having the following that he did. That's what really made him stand out among the rest. Whether he was a heel or a face, he really captivated audiences, and he made people follow him, and he made people believe in him, and he made people love him, regardless if he was the Fiend or the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, or if he was just Bray Wyatt that we saw before his passing. I think that when the lights go out, we can follow the darkness and follow Bray Wyatt into the darkness, follow the buzzards, and we'll be Fireflies forever. I want to share with you a picture that I had made. I posted on Twitter. It's a photo that I combined with a picture of Bray Wyatt with his lantern, but also a photo that we saw of the rocking chair on Friday Night SmackDown earlier or last week on the tribute show to Bray. and I think that it was this photo is on my Twitter. You can go check that out. I had posted it earlier today, but I think that having Bray Wyatt, keeping his memory alive, is going to be very easy for the WWE Universe. And I think something that we can all live by. Hi, Issa. Welcome to the chat, or welcome to the stream. Something that we could live by is Bray saying, if you need me, I ain't hard to find. All you got to do is look up to the sky and follow the buzzards. And I feel like this photo that I created here really personifies that quote. And again, that photo is on my Twitter. If you want to go see it or check it out, it's there. But again, if you're just tuning in, we're live from the Firefighter Funhouse. We're paying tribute to the great Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, and just trying to do justice for Bray Wyatt. Again, we will see more tributes tonight on Monday Night Raw. A lot of other superstars were flown in to pay tribute to him. And I really didn't have much of a plan for this stream. We talked about his Bray's best matches, Bray's best quotes and memories and moments. And I wanted to just be, again, an outlet for people to grieve, to people to talk about Bray, and really keep his memory alive. I think it's going to be, like I said, easy for us to do that, because when the lights go out, we see it all the time, whether it's Seth Rollins' entrance, whether it was at All In yesterday for AEW. Wrestling fans, when the lights go out, they'll follow the buzzers into the darkness, look for the lights, and you'll see the fireflies out at all times. And I think that going into Monday Night Raw tonight, we'll just see more love for Bray Wyatt, and yeah, I think that will really keep his memory alive. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in, being in the chat, and just coming out to hang out and grieve and talk about Bray Wyatt. If you were in the chat earlier, I appreciate you. Obviously, Issa, I saw Joseph, Black Monkey Boy, I saw a few others. But I'm going to leave you all with the same quote that I started the show with, that I really, really love, and I think it personifies Bray Wyatt. And that's in life, surround yourself with those who light your path. And again, Bray Wyatt did just that. He really lit the path for us wrestling fans to follow something, to believe in something, and to love something. And I think that forever we'll be fireflies, and we'll always be looking for the light. We'll always be looking for Bray Wyatt to, light the way for us to follow. And I think that Bray Wyatt will always show signs for us to follow him, follow the buzzards. And for now, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'll leave you with a few Bray Wyatt signature that I think is one of my favorite Bray Wyatt moments. But for now, this is Joey Carney. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you later on Twitter. We live stream Monday Night Raw. More Bray Wyatt tributes coming in. And I want to thank you guys for being here. Have a good night. And forever and always, rest in peace to the great Wyndham Rotunda. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt. And thank you for everything you've done for the wrestling business. But more importantly, thank you for what you've done for the world. And we'll always look for the fireflies and follow the buzzards. See you later.
Just wanted to say thank you. You all saved my life.